It only took 5 years was the chant that the Arsenal fans taunted the West Ham fans with in the FA Cup final last season. Jonathan Nathaniel Owen took over at the club in 2016-2017 season, and many would say he's built a very good squad and team at West Ham, solidifying themselves as a top 6 club in the Premier League in the last 5 seasons. After what he considered a very disappointing 2016-2017 season where he finished 7th, after a very bad start to his time as manager at West Ham, he then went on to the next season to finish 2nd, and there were signs that West Ham could potentially become a major power in English football. But ever since then, they have started to drop, as the year after that they could only get 4th place, but at least securing Champions League football, before they moved into the next season finishing 5th, 2 seasons in a row, just missing out on the Champions League places. Many opposition fans were very quick to point out that he had never won anything at West Ham, so whilst he had made him a very strong team, he still hadn't achieved any success. Those grumblings became even larger when J&O managed to get the England job, leading them towards the next World Cup at 2022. However, J&O put all of his critics to bed, as in the 2020-21 season, he went on to win the Euro Cup with West Ham, their first ever Euro Cup victory. Now, after a very busy summer transfer window, everyone is expecting J&O to build on his success from last year. Now the pressure is really on, but with some big name signings, could this be the season West Ham reach the potential that they have always promised? In a parallel universe, West Ham United decided that Slaven Bilic wasn't the right man to lead West Ham to glory at the London Stadium. Instead, they chose this man. Hi there, my name is J&O. What's up guys, and welcome to another season and another episode of the West Ham World. My name is J&O, welcome to the channel, and if you want to see West Ham succeed, this is the place to do it. As we go into our 6th season after just winning the Euro Cup in our 5th season with West Ham. We are now building on that with a Champions League place, as well as a bumper squad that is a lot stronger than I think it was last year. So, like I always like to do at the beginning of an episode, I want to try and hit 10 likes for this episode. And also I want you to leave in the comments down below where you think I'm going to finish. And also generally your comments on if you think I should move on from West Ham in this save if I don't at least build on last year's success. So, as always, with the first episode of a season, we have some transfer business to go over. And as you can see, some big signings in, very expensive, and a lot of people leaving the club. So first of all, we're going to go over the guys that have left, and it's going to be a surprise to a lot of you, but Donny van der Beek has left the club. I didn't really want him to leave, and he wasn't really that eager to leave until AS Monaco came in for him. Then he started to say he wanted to leave to play for AS Monaco. Now, I loved him as a player, but I felt I could get people just as good in for him, and he's probably at the peak his price is ever going to get at for the amount we sold him for. We actually managed to get 40.5 million for him. He could be a big miss though, because as you can see, 7.16 average rating last season, 7.19 when he only played 9 games for us the season before, but 5 goals and an assist. I just felt like we could get more from that advanced playmaker position. Then Marco van Ginkel left for 24.5 million, but it could rise to 40, and he has gone to Juventus. Marco van Ginkel's never made it a secret that he wanted to move on to a big club. A couple of times Barcelona have been sniffing around. At 28, I felt like this is probably the highest his price is ever going to be at, but it still hurt to get rid of him. But I wasn't playing him as much as I used to. I wasn't relying on him as much as I used to. So that is why we allowed him to move on. But he has been an absolute servant for us in this save. He has played in the last 5 seasons for us, joining halfway through the first season. And he was the reason we got 7th in the first season. We were doing pretty poorly, and then Van Ginkel came in, changed the formation, and we started to be quite a successful club. And look at those average ratings, never below 7. And there were 2 seasons where it was 7.29 and 7.23. He was, for a period, such a massive player for us, so he could be sorely missed. We have also moved on Saido Berahino for 18 million. Now again, he was just someone that I wasn't playing often. I was shipping out on loan. He did actually have a decent goal scoring record for us though, but I just didn't feel like he fitted the club anymore. And I'd loaned him out the season before to Villarreal for 1.6 million. 34 appearances, 11 goals that season. So he did score, but he wasn't as prolific as I'd like. There were periods, especially in that first season, 13 goals, 10 assists, where he seemed to be an absolute steal at 3 million. So at least we made a profit, and he was good for us for a period of time and short spells and bursts, but he has now moved on. Probably another surprise to you guys, and Yuri Tillemans has moved to Schalke. I know it doesn't say Schalke, but that's what they're called on the Football Manager game for some reason. They didn't get the rights for it. But Yuri Tillemans has moved to Germany. A good player, but again, he wasn't someone we were playing consistently, and those stats never really rose to the level that I was hoping they would. However, spending 4 seasons with us, only last season did he really start to put in some good performances for us, getting a 7.13 average rating overall. He was just kind of a bit part player, so I thought, you know what, time for him to move on, especially on the wages that he was earning. Someone that I was singing the praises of a lot, Mark Anderson, has actually moved to Crystal Palace now. We had a bit of a falling out with him. He was looking at moving to other clubs, so I believe I sent him out on loan last season. And whilst he is good, he never was as consistent as I'd like, and now with Muldoon coming into the squad, I didn't really feel like I needed 2 young strikers to be sitting on my bench. We sold him for 8.25 million. Last season we loaned him to Villarreal, and at Villarreal he only got 4 goals out of 15 appearances. And apart from that season here, where 19 appearances, 11 goals, 7.28 rating, he never really reached the heights I was hoping he would reach. We didn't make much of a profit on him, to be fair, only a little bit of money made on him, but I felt it was time he moved on. We are still going with the transfer business, as Andre Wisdom has left the club to go to QPR. At 28, he was no longer really featuring in the squad. He was a very solid right back for us, but I felt like it was time for him to move on. 7.5 million is what we got for him, and while he always got over 7 rating for his average rating for a season, in that first season he signed for us at 19.75 million. That seems like so much now. 20 appearances, he was very good for us and got 3 assists, but then he became a bit part player, so it was time for him to move. And we just kept selling players, as Edmilson Fernandez has finally left the club. Again, he was good for us at a certain point in our time at West Ham, but it now got to the point where I was just loaning him out every season, and he wasn't coming back looking like the kind of player I needed. Getting 7.5 million for him, I felt like, you know what, let's take it. He was bought for 5.5, so we made a little bit of profit. We made money on him last season when he was loaned to QPR, and he didn't even play that much. But he never really reached the heights I was hoping he would, like, say, Martin Samuelson did. A player we lost for very cheap was Manuel Lanzini for 5 million. Now, great player, don't get me wrong, I just felt like we now have better, and he was earning so much money at our club, I just wanted to get his wages off the bill. We did make some money off him last season, loaning him to Salzburg, and whilst he has been a very good player for us, as you can see, 33 appearances, 8 goals, 13 assists, 8 and 7, 7 and 7. Very good stats. He just got to the point where he was just a bit part player again, so I thought it was time he moved on. And then other than that, Kieran Gibbs also moved on to Stade Rennais, Ricardo Zivkovic moved on to Swansea, and AFC Wimbledon came in for George Dowling. I'm like, AFC Wimbledon, if you want one of my players and I'm not using him, you are welcome to him. Andre Ayew left on a free transfer, which was a bit unfortunate, but we couldn't get him to sign a new contract. Johnny Evans went to Victoria Pilsen on a free as well. And we have loaned a bunch of our youngsters out, like Becky Ryan. Michael Keane is earning us quite a bit of money. If you see this per month, that is what we get for these players being out on loan. Ross McCann, Dragowski, Tommy Smith, Elliot Marshall, Tom Grant, Barry Lewis, all out on loan getting experience, along with the likes of Sunday, Joe Powell, Luka Belic. So a lot of players out on loan. But now let's get into who's come into the club. Only 6 players in total, and the major signing this season, coming in for 58 million, is Munir. Or Munir? I don't know how you say that. I probably said it really wrong. He's been brought in because he's got finishing 16, composure 16. I'm hoping with off the ball at 18 as well, he is going to get into the right positions to score goals and score a lot of them. I've said it over and over again, we have always struggled to have a player that could score a lot of goals. He looks like he could be that player, getting 19 goals last season for Inter Milan. Hopefully in our side, and I feel like our side's got some very creative midfielders who could be getting more than that. But apart from this little season here with Borussia Mönchengladbach, since 2016-2017 he's always been an over 13 goal a season striker. Another big signing coming in is Leon Goretzka, a resolute midfielder that we paid around 40 million for, I believe. Again, his mental stats look incredible. Passing is 16, technique is 16, vision is 16. Can play in a lot of the midfield roles that we have. I've not quite decided where I want to play him. We're finishing at 13. His composure off the ball though is really good, so he might end up playing that advanced playmaker support. At the moment I do have him at deep line playmaker on support, but we will see where he fits into the club. However, getting around 5 goals a season, 15 assists though for Leverkusen last season from 25 appearances. If he can get those kind of assists up to Meunier, then we could be laughing. Another expensive signing, but one I felt like we needed to make, was 30 million for Mauricio Lemos. Now he is a Uruguayan, capped international, experienced defender with some great stats overall. Hopefully he will be a very, very solid centre-back for us. He can also chip in with some goals as well. He comes from Benfica, and since the 2017-2018 season, he's been getting over 7s in the average rating. As long as he keeps doing that for us and we get some clean sheets, I will be a happy man. Then a player I couldn't resist. He's just one of those English youngsters that I'm always keeping an eye on. Joshua Onoma has come in for around 10 million. I think maybe just a little bit over. Very good stats. I know he's 24 now, so it's probably not going to improve much. And he may be a bench player, so he probably wasn't needed to be brought in. But at 12.25 million, I took the plunge. Last season at Hoffenheim on loan, he got 17 appearances, 5 goals, 3 assists. Never really amazed at Man City, but he probably wasn't really given the chance. Hopefully he's good for us. He's been good in my England side over the summer, so we'll see how he does for us. And then the final signing, I probably don't need him now, to be fair, which is annoying. But I brought in PK. I was like, he's an experienced Champions League winner and is still very good, although his physical stats are on the decline. But look at all that experience. But 195k, so I now want to sell him. I know it's stupid, I shouldn't have brought him in. He's a massive, massive lump on that wage budget, and I can't get rid of him. No club is interested, which is really, really bugging me that I actually brought him in, because he's taken so much of my wage bill. We'll even offer him on loan, see if someone can pay part of his wages. He'll be a great tutor, just I'm paying way too much for what he's actually going to be in this club. So guys, we're going to first get into our game, West Ham versus Arsenal. First game of the season against the club that stopped us winning the FA Cup, and also one of the clubs that took one of those original Champions League places from us. We didn't do too well last season against them. Hopefully we have now got a better side and can match them, but 7 matches won by them, 4 won by us out of the 14. And also in this episode we're going to have the game against Paris Saint-Germain, so a bit of a longer episode today, but that's just too good a fixture and another potential trophy for me not to put on the episode. So this is the team we're going into this game with. We are starting with Hamilton in goal. We have bought in fact that didn't come up on the transfers. It may be because I bought him before the game updated, but Rooley has been brought into the club as well to be our number 1 choice keeper, but he is injured at the moment. His history, we bought him for 19 million. Hopefully he can come in and be that experienced keeper that doesn't concede too often for our liking. 11 clean sheets last season, 11 clean sheets the season before, so hopefully he can get a very good job done for us. But he's not playing today. Nye and Blind are the inverted wing-backs, Lemos and Oxford being brought back into the ball-playing defenders, then Donker playing that ball-winning midfielder. Cook and Goretzka are going to be that 2-man midfield, behind Yilmaz playing that advanced playmaker support with Klaassen and Meunier either side of him. Hopefully this team will get a victory against one of our main rivals, Arsenal. Okay, we're going to start the game on standard because I feel like that's our best approach. We are at the London Stadium, so I'm hoping we can get a victory in this game. At home, we can be a very, very good side against the big clubs. So hopefully we start the season off with a bang, because I'm aiming for 3rd or higher, because we've been 4th, 5th and 5th. So I want an upward trend from this point forward. Okay, so the first highlight could be ours. Blind gets tackled and it's been hoofed up the pitch to Morata. But Lemos with a great tackle with one possession back. Yilmaz now has it, plays it to Klaassen. Klaassen runs forward with the ball, plays it back to Cook. Cook can play it back to Klaassen. Nice patient play here. Goretzka to Dendoncker, forward to Klaassen, to Nai. Nai back to Goretzka. Nice and patient here. Yilmaz. Out to Nai, back to Goretzka. Into Yilmaz. Where's the forward runs though, guys? Cook, through to Yilmaz. Yilmaz, put it away. Get in. 1-0, start of the season. Let's start it off with a bang. 1-0 up, under 10 minutes. Yilmaz being given a chance at that advanced playmaker role. I am training him for it, and he is a lot better at it than he was last season. He looks like he has the stats where he could be really effective there, but we may bring Goretzka forward. We haven't decided yet. But Yilmaz starting off the season with a goal, 1-0 up against the Arsenal. Come on, let's get revenge for that FA Cup. Alright, now Blind to Dendoncker, back to Blind, inside to Goretzka. Goretzka to Klaassen. Klaassen can play it through, surely. There we go, to Meunier. Meunier, shoot! Could we finally have a prolific forward player? Meunier, first goal of the season on his debut. We are 2-0 up in 20 minutes against Arsenal, who beat us last season in the FA Cup final. Meunier with a great finish at the near post there. Keeper almost, Szczesny almost got there, but we're 2-0 up. Yilmaz coming in from... Yilmaz, one of the original scoring, and now a new signing, Meunier scoring. Yilmaz now has it, plays it to Goretzka, through to Dendoncker. Dendoncker shoots, and it's a good save by Szczesny, but Dendoncker showing he can join the attempts on goal party. As Goretzka now has it, plays it forward to Yilmaz. Ooh, Adrian Silva runs through Yilmaz there. Is he going to get... He's not that other yellow, is he? Is this a red card? Are Arsenal falling apart? No, Meunier got that other yellow card, so it's just a yellow card for Silva now. Yilmaz whips the ball into the box towards Oxford, but doesn't quite reach him. Klaassen to Dendoncker, to Goretzka. Through to Nai. Nai can find a ball into the box, please. Ah, it's cleared by Mustafi. And now Arsenal can counter. Will our defenders get back? Can we get a challenge in? Alexis, they're going to be dangerous here. You know what Alexis is like going forward, and Morata has scored. That's not good. Have they changed anything about their formation? Doesn't look like it. Unfortunately, we're so busy pushing forward that we've conceded now. Morata, very clinical in that box. Alexis Sanchez, the type of player that can find him there. Another goal from us would be nice now to kind of like give us that 2-goal cushion again. But it's going to be an Arsenal cross into the box. Alexis, oh dear, it's all over the place. But it looks like Yilmaz hoofed that off the pitch. We'll take it. It's a good clearance. Don't like it when that ball is bouncing around in our box. Alright, so we go in at half-time 2-1 up. I'm going to say things are going... I'm happy with the performance so far. Keep it up. And then hopefully we'll show them a bit of faith. You gotta have faith for faith for faith. But I gotta have faith for faith for faith. Baby! Anyway, into this second half. Let's just see out this win here, please. We need to be beating the big clubs. That was our problem last season. We went on an absolute tear in the second half of the season. But the other clubs beat everyone as well, which is why we didn't get Champions League place. So we need to win the games against the big clubs to get into those top positions now. As Meunier comes forward with the ball, gets tackled. I feel like I've seen him get tackled a couple of times now, which isn't ideal. I would like us to win the ball. Gaia has so much space, finds Alexis. We don't want Alexis getting the ball that far forward. Gaia puts it into the box. They've hit the post. Ooh, squeaky bum time, fellas. Squeaky bum time. We've had 7 shots on target. How? Come on, boys. They've only had 3. Alright, Oxford plays it out wide to Nai. Nai's a great signing. He's on an improved contract, so hopefully that doesn't make him complacent. Yilmaz tries a forward ball to Klaassen, but Klaassen dispossesses, Gaia, and bang! Wow! Okay, I was tongue-tied there, but Klaassen dispossesses Gaia and then smacks it into the top corner. Top near corner, just... This is why part of me is thinking Klaassen up front might be a really good option, because he's not bad at scoring. I mean, just look at that for an example. But he is so hard-working. He is a leader amongst men. And he's gone and given us back our 2-goal cushion. Alright, we do have some people on 6.9s, but I'm always worried about yellow cards. Aya may become an important player for us this season. And Munier can come off for... We're going to go with a Van Der, who is unlucky to be on the bench, but I'm giving Klaassen to go up there. And we may drop the mentality to counter. We have to press play first, of course. See, the thing is, with that ball-winning midfielder role, I really feel like we need someone that's very good defensively. As Goretzka... Okay, I don't know what happened there as you saw my head do a weird quick move. Goretzka had a shot. It got blocked and it fell to Klaassen, who scored his 2nd goal of the game. 4 goals against Arsenal. Now we're looking pretty damn good, aren't we? That was really quick reactions by Klaassen and into the top far corner. Anyway, what I was saying is we need someone that can win the ball in that ball-winning midfielder role, hence the name. I don't feel like Cook and Hughes are that good at winning the ball, whereas I feel like Dendoncker is very good at winning the ball. Koscielny has it out on the left. If we could clear it here, we could counter. Koscielny's out of position. But Oxford's good there, but he's just so good defensively as well as a ball-playing defender. I feel like my defence may be more solid bringing Oxford back, and that is why Dendoncker has come in at ball-winning midfielder role. As Yilmaz finds a Van Der back to Yilmaz. Yilmaz with a shot from distance. Omar Farouk Yilmaz. What a strike, son. 5-1 against Arsenal. Have we put together a squad that is going to achieve the kind of success that I've been begging to achieve for like the last 3 seasons? Great goal by him there. Absolute fantastic strike. Okay, Bellerin. Oh wow. I didn't think something was going to happen there, but Bellerin has found Alexis Sanchez in the box. So they have pulled one back. It's now 5-2. Arsenal, of course, got players that can score at any moment, but if we're scoring 5, we should win. I mean, they've got to score 3 goals to get a draw in 7 minutes. As Nayi plays it forward. Unfortunately, it's headed straight to Welbeck. But Aya with the dispossession there, Lemos. I believe Aya has good defensive attributes as well, which is why I was going to loan him out, but I've now decided not to and keep him as a sub for Dendoncker. As Blin gets the ball on the left. Is he going to put it in? It's fallen to Cook. Cook to Goretzka. Goretzka from distance. The deflection puts it onto the post. We could have scored 6 there. Even from distance, we are threatening that goal. We've gone defensive, so we're not getting the men forward to have as good chances as we were at the beginning. But Yilmaz now, it hits the defender but falls to Goretzka. Now out to Klaassen. Klaassen plays it to Yilmaz. Yilmaz to a Van Der. You know he likes a shot from distance. And he tests Szczesny. We have had so many highlights that have been shots from distance that have looked either incredible and gone in, or incredible and tested the keeper or hit the woodwork. We are not respecting the woodwork today. Alright, Cook has the ball to a Van Der. Blin now has it. Aya. I've recorded for so long now, my camera may stop recording because of the time limit it has on it. As Yilmaz can put a ball into the box. Cook. Cook's header in, didn't find anyone. Blin should get there. But yeah. My face might disappear, so this might be one of those really quick phases over to the next game. We have 48 seconds left on the camera. Come on. End the game so I can quickly move on to the game against Paris Saint-Germain in the Euro Super Cup. Imagine adding that as well to the trophy cabinet. After a win like this against Arsenal, I'm hopeful. Come on now, ref. Just blow the whistle early. Ozil's got it in the box, but Hamilton with a great save. And surely when he kicks it here or throws it, the ref should just blow the whistle. There we have it, 5-2 victory against Arsenal. That is the type of victory we need. Now let's go and get the same type of victory against Paris Saint-Germain. Okay guys, so it's time for the second match of this episode. And I know it's a bit of a long episode, but this is a huge match. West Ham versus Paris Saint-Germain. I have no idea where this stadium is. It's not even that big a stadium. which is disappointing. But anyway, we've played Paris Saint-Germain one time before apparently, and we beat them 1-0, so that's a good omen. But could we add another trophy to our trophy cabinet? You know I always want trophies. Team we're going to put into this game, we're probably going to stick with the same team, but there is some news for you to cover, and you may have noticed in the last game that someone was missing. As you can see, Luan has left the club for 29.5 million. Now, a big reason for this is the wage budget, but also I felt like he wasn't as consistent as I wanted one of my forward players to be. Now, there's no reason why he shouldn't have been a lot better, but we sold him for 29.5 million despite the fact we paid 34 million for him. But just look at that. The first 2 seasons were very disappointing. Fair enough, last season 16 goals, 10 assists, 7.36 average rating. He was good, but I feel like Meunier will be better at doing what I need one of those players to do, which is score. So we're going to go into this game with the same lineup. It beat Arsenal 5-2. So we're going to hope that it beats PSG 5-2 as well. Fingers crossed. Okay, so they have actually signed Lukaku, have Martial, De Bruyne, Lucas Moura, Rafinha. Wow, that is a decent attacking foursome. A little bit scary if I'm honest. We're going to start on standard again like we did last time. And we're going to tell them we've got some faith. Maybe we should have been calmer about it because we're not at home. Only 3 people really getting the lovely little greens that we want to see. And we go into this match potentially winning another trophy, the European Super Cup. That would be very nice to put alongside our Euro Cup win. Paris Saint-Germain, of course, however, did win the Champions League. So, I mean, if you win the Champions League, you're a pretty good side, aren't you? And they've only strengthened by putting Lukaku up top, so who knows what could happen in this game. But I'm hoping for a repeat of what happened in the last game. However, early on, 2 shots by PSG, 1 on target. We haven't had a shot yet. There we go, there's a shot. It was off target. It was a half chance. It wasn't highlight worthy. In fact, this could be a very boring first half considering this is a cup game. Okay, De Bruyne is whipping across into the box though here. Martial drops it to Fontana and they're 1-0 up. We're going to move up to control. Hopefully find some space behind, but Paris Saint-Germain have gone 1-0 up, so now we need to get a goal. I don't feel like they'll be playing defensive against us. They might be, which is might be why we haven't had any highlights. And it's nice to see that we immediately get a shot on target from that. We're going to be assertive and we're going to say, show me something else in the second half, which fires everybody up. Go on, boys, get that equaliser for us. I know we're probably just outclassed, but I wouldn't say we're massively outclassed. I like a lot of the players that I have. I think they're very good. So I think they can do a good job for us. As usual, I have a striker and it's my new one, not performing to the standards I would like. So a Van Der, the English Premier League Young Players Player of the Year last season is coming on. And we're going to ask him to get creative. And we're going to bump this up to attacking. It could be risky, could go wrong straight away for us. But we need a goal now, don't we? And it's a Rafinha cross. Although it's headed out to a Van Der. A Van Der passes it off to Klaassen. Okay, if we get enough men forward, we could outnumber them going forward. Blind now has it on the left. They've got a lot more men back than I wanted, but Cook now has it. Now's the time to be a bit more patient, as we haven't broke as quickly as we'd like. Aya now has it. Aya to Goretzka. Goretzka plays it to Blind. Referee! Referee! Sort your life out. That was clearly a foul. Did you not see how Blind went down? Now they're coming forward with Willian into Aubameyang. It was saved, but then they get a rebound. This isn't gone the way we want. It's a shame. It's a very big shame. And my face cam may run out as well, which is always fun. It's flashing at me. It's warning me. So if I suddenly disappear, there you go. I'm not going to bother putting a new battery in. There's literally 13 minutes left. But we have Nai to Aya. Aya to Nai. Nai running forward. Skips past one. Gets tackled by the next one. Great. Yeah, I don't think it was on the cards, boys. Cook now passes it back to Hamilton. Hamilton forward to Oxford. Oxford to Nye. Martial with a dispossession there. And runs forward. And Martial would be a player I would love to have brought in. I did look at him. He was interested for a very, very tiny bit. Not sure if he went to PSG this season. I think he was already there. But he did come up on the transfer list as a realistic signing. And I'd love to have brought him in. Anyway, this looks like the final kickoff highlight, as I will change my battery because I feel like for an outro you should really be seeing my face. And hi, I'm back, and we lost 2-0 to Paris Saint-Germain, but you know what? I'm happy we beat Arsenal 5-2 at home, so I'm going to say I'm not pleased with the boys. I would have liked to win that trophy. I fired them up with that team talk though. Maybe next year after we won the Champions League we can win this Euro Super Cup, but I don't feel like we got absolutely dominated in this game, so who knows? Maybe by the time we might bump heads with Paris Saint-Germain again, maybe by that point we will be big enough and good enough as a team to challenge them. Anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the West Ham World. If you've enjoyed the episode, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're now at 310 subscribers. I've been JNO, you guys have been awesome, and remember, have fun gaming.